Energy Secretary Rick Perry has proposed a rule for the Federal Energy Regulatory Commission to act on. The Grid Resiliency Pricing Rule would require organized markets such as regional transmission organizations and independent system operators to establish a rate tariff. The tariff would allow for cost recovery and a fair rate of return for baseload generating units. Basin Electric Vice President of Government Relations, Dale Niezwaag, explains.
The rule that DOE sent over to FERC talking about compensation for baseload generators is something that Basin Electric's been talking about for a long time. Basin Electric has been trying to get markets or FERC to allow the markets to provide some extra compensation for baseload generators. Mainly those are for what we think are important parts, that you've got baseload generation that's always available when wind and solar are not. So we want to get some compensation for that. The FERC, the DOE rule addresses some of that, and we're glad that that conversation is happening. We're glad that we've got the notice and the attention on that rule finally. The problems that we've got with the current rule that DOE sent over are several. It asks for a 90-day supply, fuel supply on site. We can maybe do that, but we don't normally carry that much fuel. It says you must be part of an organized market, which we are, but they added a rule at the end that said you must have a capacity market within your RTO. SPP does not have a capacity market, so they would not be eligible in that. The third part that we had a problem with was where they talked about it must not be part of a cost of service regulatory rule, either on a state or local level. Now there's some confusion because our rates are regulated by our local boards. So whether we would qualify or not on that part is a gray area, but the other conditions we would not apply. So the rule does not apply to our plants or our market. The rule appears to be set up to cover more of the merchant plants that are operating in the eastern part of the United States. So therefore we don't like the rule, but we do like the focus on the issue.
Basin Electric is requesting that FERC do a technical conference on any proposed rule to allow for additional opportunity for discussion and input.